We all know that the Brooklyn Nets are going to be going into this season with heightened expectations with the return of the three superstars, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and as well as Ben Simmons. And the fact that the Nets were able to bolster their bench with a bunch of free agent acquisitions as well as some draft picks that are going to be maturing going into their second year. I'm going to talk about today how a free agent pickup that the Brooklyn Nets picked up this offseason, who has had pretty good career solid stats from previous years, could be a key going forward for the Brooklyn Nets heading into this season. And that, of course, is TJ Warren, the veteran 6'9 power forward, formerly of the Phoenix Suns and recently the Indiana Pacers, and how he could be a guy that could be a big-time player for the Brooklyn Nets, especially in their second unit, and be a solid bench guy to provide those scoring points going forward. What's going on, everybody? This is NYG Jeffy T 3285, and I hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday afternoon / evening right now. And I'm just here to talk right now TJ Warren and what he could bring to the Brooklyn Nets going into the 2022-2023 NBA season later in October next month. Now, TJ Warren has been in the league since 2014, where he was drafted in the second round by the Phoenix Suns, and he was drafted out of North Carolina State University, where he was known as one of the top players over there in that university. So, obviously, TJ Warren, highly rated draft pick, but dealt with injury issues and stuff. TJ Warren ended up playing 5 seasons with the Phoenix Suns, with his best season being in 2017, where he played in 65 games, averaging 33 minutes total, where he scored about 20 points per game with a field goal percentage of about 50%. He had about a 22% three-point shooting. He had about 5 rebounds as well as an assist per game, 1 steal, and about a block per game. Obviously, TJ Warren at that point was one of the highly productive players on that Phoenix Suns roster back in 2017, and he was also known as a guy that could be able to put the ball in the basket. Even in 2018, he followed up that year with about an 18-point performance. Even in 2019, I take that back. 2019 was actually his best season overall with the Indiana Pacers, where he put up in 67 games total. He put up at least in about 33 minutes overall. He had 20 points per game, as well like he matched up in 2017 when he was with the Phoenix Suns. He played a majority of the season, where he had about a 54% field goal percentage, his highest field goal percentage since being in the NBA when he was drafted in 2014. He had about a 40% three-point field goal percentage. It's about his second highest for his career overall. He had about 4 rebounds per game with about 2 assists, 1 rebound, and a block per game. TJ Warren has always been a guy that's been able to put the ball into the basket and using his 6'9 frame to not only be able to exploit you when it comes to driving to the basket, but the 6'9 forward out of North Carolina State, he's been able to be a guy that also could consistently hit the three-point shot when he's been on the floor. Now, unfortunately, in 2020, this is when the injuries started to happen, as he started to develop some injuries to his legs, including a severe knee injury and a foot injury that took him out for pretty much the entire 2020 NBA season, where he only played in 4 games at that time, only about 29 minutes, and in those 4 games he averaged 16 points per game with about a 53% field goal percentage. He didn't take any three-point shots during that season, obviously because he only played in 4 games. He had about 4 rebounds per game with an assist per game, a steal, and no blocks. Over his career for TJ Warren, and in 2021, TJ Warren also did not play into the entire season as he was rehabbing some foot and knee injuries throughout the entire offseason. So TJ Warren, unfortunately, never got the opportunity to go out there and show what he could do for the Indiana Pacers, and then he ended up becoming an unrestricted free agent this past offseason. But in his career, since he was drafted in 2014, TJ Warren has played in a total of 332 games total, in about 29 minutes per game, and about as an average. He's averaged about 16 points per game over his 7-year career, 8th going into this season. He's been about a 51% field goal percentage shooter. He's shot the three-point line about 36% overall. He has about 4 rebounds and an assist per game, as well as a block and a steal overall in those 332 games he's played overall in his career, spanning from 2014 to 2018 with the Phoenix Suns, as well as the past couple of years, 2019 and 2020, with the Indiana Pacers. And then last year, while with the Pacers, he didn't appear in any game because he was dealing with a foot injury that pretty much knocked him out the entire season. So now this is going to be an opportunity for TJ Warren, who we all know when he's healthy and when he's right, he's a guy that can go out there and he can give you a consistent 15, 17, possibly even close to 20 points per game, and he's going to be counted on as a guy that could be coming off the bench for the Brooklyn Nets to provide that scoring from the inside, jump shooting, as well as being able to be able to hit the three-point shot from the outside and provide decent defense in the middle as a small forward / power forward for the Brooklyn Nets as a reserve player coming off the bench, and maybe even counted on some starters minutes. It can be able to get his legs underneath him again. So TJ Warren is going to be the guy that the Nets are going to pretty much be giving a second chance to. See, he's going to come back from an injury, but if he can regain any type of form that he had back with the Phoenix Suns in 2017 and 2018, and obviously with the Indiana Pacers back in 2019, the Nets are going to be getting themselves a gem-type player that they can use to continue to build up their roster overall. And I'm curious to see what TJ Warren can bring to this Brooklyn Nets team going into the 2022-2023 NBA season. So that's just my video I wanted to give you guys about TJ Warren, his expectations heading into the 2022-2023 NBA season for the Brooklyn Nets, his overall career, and his best season numbers that he's had over his 8-year career so far with the Phoenix Suns as well as the Indiana Pacers, and obviously what type of role he's going to have with the Brooklyn Nets going into this season. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Subscribe if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT3285 for more breaking news, injury, and roster update around the Brooklyn Nets, as well as for the New York Football Giants, the New York Mets, WWE Wrestling, as well as food for thought. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel concerning the Brooklyn Nets. And let me know in the comments section what you guys feel overall of your expectations for TJ Warren heading into the season, if he could be a guy that could potentially recapture his form that he had in his previous years with the Indiana Pacers and Phoenix Suns, and if he could be a guy that could provide that bench scoring that the Brooklyn Nets need going forward. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Monday. Have a great rest of your Monday evening, and let's go Brooklyn Nets. NetsWorld, everybody. We're just living in it.